Heidi ho, my crafty friends. This is Lori at the Ladybug Journals. Welcome to my craft room today. And what a messy craft room it is. Oh, that makes me happy. So today we are going to continue working in our little no-sew journal. And boy, do I have a fun project for you. I would love to show you what the completed project looks like, but my other one's not dry yet. So what you need to do is open up your journal and pick a page out of one of your signatures. And I think, let's see here, what we got. I think I'm going to go back here to my third signature. And I'm going to use this pink page. I'm going to use my pink page here. And I am loving that these pages come out because this is a messy project. But boy, oh boy, I think you guys are going to love it. So what you're going to need is you're going to need your page out of your journal. And you're going to need some pictures. Now, they can be magazine pictures. They can be pictures from a book. They can be pictures you've drawn. They can be any kind of pictures. But you need two of them, okay? Two. Now, mine are from a book called... What's it called? North American Butterflies. And that was one of my boys. He was in here and his brother barked. Sorry about that. And so I have two pictures here. This is a skipper. And I just thought he was beautiful. So he is going to be added to this one. And he is actually called a long-tailed skipper. That's that one. And this little beauty, I have no idea what it's called. But I loved the colors. And I like it now that I see it against this page. I like it even more. Now, you're also going to need a piece of cardstock. And I guess it doesn't have to be cardstock because we're going to make a tag, okay? And you're also going to need an envelope with a big window, one big window like this, okay? You know how envelopes have windows that look like this? Some windows have, envelopes have no windows. And some envelopes have just the one window. So you want an envelope that has one window, okay? So it can be this big or it can be this big. Either one will work, depending on the size picture you have. But you don't want an envelope with two windows. Well, you could use this, but then you'd have to cut this part off. And I can show you how to do that. Okay, so pick your envelope. Let me put those down. Now, and then what you're going to do is you don't need any part except the front part. So my envelope was like this. Okay, here's the flap. So I opened it up on the sides. And now I'm going to cut this off. See, the seam where it bent? I'm just going to cut it off. I don't need that. And I'm not going to get rid of it. At least not right now. I might eventually, but I'm not going to get rid of it right this minute. And now, something that's really important that you need to remember, oh, good gracious, is you got to keep your scissors clean, and mine are not clean. That is for sure. Mine are so full of glue right now that it's terrible. These little windows in envelopes, they're cellophane. So if you decide to use a heat tool, like this little Ranger heated up tool, or any other kind of heat tool for this project, it will melt this, okay? So you have to be very careful when you dry anything that you put on an envelope because it will melt that. Okay, and we don't need the side flaps. So let's cut them off. And we're not really going to need this either because we're going to measure this to the length of our page. So we can throw all this away. And we're going to put this aside because I might use that for something eventually, maybe one day. You never know. So my window is going to go here. Okay. And now this is the exact same length as this piece of good gravy, watercolor paper that I have. But it's too long for my page. Because if I put it right here, and I don't want it all the way to the top, you can see it's too long. So I need to measure how much I need to cut off. So let's see where it is here on the front. Here, let me just use a little piece of washi to hold all this together. Because I want this centered here. So I can just cut it all at one time. Let me just put a little piece of washi here to hold it together for a minute. I'll deal with the sides here in a minute. And it doesn't matter that it's crooked right now. I'm going to straighten all that up here in a minute. So let's move all this over. Let's move that over there. Now my page is, if you'll remember, my book is only 9 inches tall, and my pages so this page, of course, it helps if I can measure right. This page is 8.5. So I only want this to be 8.25. So let's lay this. Oh, it helps if I can see what I'm doing. I want this right there. There it is. Right there. Here we go.
With the store closed?
Yes, please. Okay, now I can just cut this off all at one time. Okay, and now I can measure my width here. So I already know that I'm the same width this way. So I can go on and cut my... I already forgot what it is again, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Watercolor paper. Holy guacamole. I can cut it a little bit shorter than what I want. Than my envelope, okay? Okay, so let's see. My envelope, I could just leave it like it is. I think I'll just leave it like it is. Let me make sure it's not too wide for my page. Let me make sure it's going to fit. Now, is this going to open okay? Yeah. But it's not very straight, so let's straighten it up. Oh, gracious, it's not straight at all, is it? All right, let's take that off. Okay, that takes care of that little piece. Now, let's straighten this envelope up here, because it's wonkadoodled. It is wonkadoodled like crazy. I guess it helps if I have it turned the right way. There we go. Let's try that. Now. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Okay. Oh, much better. That looks much better, doesn't it? Okay. So now we got to cover this envelope. So what are we going to cover it with? Well, you could very easily take, take a piece of cardstock and cover it up all nice and pretty and, do whatever you wanted to do. But that's not what I'm going to do. You didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you? All right. Let me get my mat out of the way because I don't want to get it all schmucked up. And let me bring in my sticky stuff. Okay, so on here, I want to put, where did it go? I want this on here. And what's going to happen is, one of these is going to get stuck to the back of this. And the other is going to be the tag. So even when I pull the tag out, there's still something pretty to look at through the window, okay? And then we're going to have little peekaboo doors that are going to open and show us all of it. You didn't see that coming, did you? So let's decorate this first. Let's do this first. Oh, here it is right here. All right. Now, any glue that you get on this little window, any glue at all, you can get off with alcohol. Okay? Just with alcohol on a little cotton swab, you can get it off with that. Okay? So don't panic if you happen to get, glue on it or anything. It'll come off. Okay. So I'm just using these 3 pieces of paper. To me, covering this is just not that big of a deal because then I'm going to come right back in and I'm going to cover it again with something else. I'm going to lay an overlay right over top of it. Okay. And you all didn't think I was going to do anything without inking, did you? Silly girls. Silly girls. Okay, so I'm inking up that edge, and I don't want that much white. So let's take that white off. I want to make sure you guys can see okay. Okay, good. And I kind of want this to be stuck up here just a little bit over the edge. Oh yeah, just like that. Just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to use my glue stick. On my sample, I used a wet glue, and oh my gracious, it just made a mess. And that's why I'm still waiting for it to dry. Because my layers made it so wet. So I'm waiting for it to dry. So I can show y'all the fun. Okay. Nope, it goes this way, doesn't it? Okay. Now, it doesn't matter if it gets on some of this because it's going to be glued down, okay? It's going to be glued down. Yeah, so don't panic. All right, so here we go. There's that part. Yep, now I'm all getting all sticky already. Let's turn this around. And I don't care if the words are upside down. Like I said, I'm going to cover it completely with something else. So this is just kind of a background right here. This is just a background to take away from this blue. So it's okay if the words are upside down. I just want a background. And that can go right there. Yeah, so that's okay. It's just not that important. Don't let it get y'all in a frizzle. And then we're going to put that right there. Okay? Because you're really not going to see it by the time we're done. This is just to take away the blue. And then we're going to trim this piece out. And I chose this piece of paper out of a paper pack. Actually, I think I got it individually. I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't even know where I got it. Honestly, I don't remember where I got it. Okay, it's not wide enough for there, but that is. I don't remember where I got it. It came out of one of my paper packs, or I don't remember. But I haven't used it because it was like, I have no idea what to do with this. So it's just been floating around my paper shelf. So today I thought, you're perfect. You are perfect. You're just gonna be a background. Oh, I remember where I got it from. It's from a paper pack called Everyday Essentials. And I think I got it at Joann's. And if I can get my hands on it here before we're done, I'll show you the pack. It's got some very interesting things in it, and this is one of them. I think it's called Everyday Essentials. Okay. Now you see I'm covering up the window a little bit. So even if you don't have a picture as big as mine, oops, I didn't tear that in, did I? Ooh, that looks a little funky. That got my attention. There we go. And there are several others in there I could have chosen. There's polka dots, you know, a brownish colored polka dots that would have been kind of nice. There's greens. There's all different kinds of them in there. Okay. And now this one. Ah, perfect. Just like it was made for it. All right, so let's give it a little bit of a sniffle on the end. Yeah, I'm sliding right out of my chair. Yeah, that's what happens when I get so excited about what I'm doing. I just slide right out of my chair. I hope you guys have had a super week and you've gotten to play with your papers or play in your journal and create and have some fun. There's nothing better than getting to play in our journal and getting to create, at least for a couple of minutes. Oh, see, I tore it too small. Lori, you silly girl. That's all right. We'll just add some more on top, won't we? We'll add that piece. I don't know. I guess we're going to tear another piece. Holy guacamole, girl. Girly girl. We'll just start down here. We'll save those little pieces. We're definitely not going to get rid of them because I might need them on my tag. All right, let's try this. Now, these little slivers I tore off, they're going to the trash. Okay, now let's try this again. Let's try this again. Oops, I missed the edge. That's better. There we go. Okay. Now, let's cut this off of here. Now, I keep saying I'm going to cover this with something. So, and I know you guys are saying, well, what are you going to cover it with, girl? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Let me show you. Let me show you, my friends. Let me make sure my ends are all inked. Now, here's the one I wanted to put. Now I got to look here. Do I want that one? Ooh, I like that, but I like that flower, so I might. I don't know. Now I can't. Oh, there. There's my skipper. Yeah, I like that. Looks like I'm looking out the window at her. Maybe right there. Yep, I think that's what I'll do. Okay, so I'm going to cover this. Okay, I've lost it. You all knew I was going to say that, didn't you? You all knew I was going to say, oh, here it is. Never mind. Never mind. This is what I'm going to cover it with. All right, let me get this stuff off my desk here. Let's be a good little crafter and clean up my mess. Let's see, I'm going to need this. I don't need that. I don't need that. All right, what I'm using is, I have tissue paper that I've coffee dyed. And it's gotten splattered with some probably ink or paint here and there. But this is coffee dye. And it started out pure white, like snow white, like this, snow white. And whenever I coffee dye, I come back and I grab some tissue paper out of my tissue paper box. And I'll grab tissue paper and I'll grab a sheet of baking paper out of my baking cabinet, and I'll grab book pages. I'll grab all that, and I'll just throw it in the bath of coffee dye, and I'll do it all at once. Because when I do my coffee dye sessions, I do them all at one time. Because I don't have a lot of room on my little antique table to, to spread out and do them a lot. And I really don't like drying stuff in my oven a lot because it adds lines. Now, if I specifically want the lines, then that's okay. But if I don't want the lines, then I want to dry it on my kitchen table. Okay, my desk is, I think, cleaned up enough. I can do this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay it over the top of that. And I know you're thinking, what? I know, it makes me crazy. But I'm just going to find a piece here that's probably big. And I don't care if it's got a little tear in it. All right, here, we're just going to come right across the top. And then right down this side. Just like that, okay? And we're going to use, here's where it gets a little wet. Because you have to use for this. Okay, that's gesso. I don't want gesso. Here it is. You have to use matte medium, or you have to use, is that still okay? Yeah, that's okay. Or you have to use something like that, okay? To get the look, you have to use something a little wetter. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start at the top. And I'm going to wet it down. We'll come down the sides, and I want all the paper covered. Now, if you don't like this look that I'm going to show you, don't do it. Keep your paper. Okay? But anytime I'm going to show you something like this, I'm going to tell you it's all about the layers. Don't fall in love with your layers. Okay? And then we're going to go over top of it to hold it down. And it's just like if you were using a napkin. I don't know how many of you do napkin collage, but it's kind of basically the same. Now, while you can, pick it up and tear this center piece. Don't take it all the way out because that's going to protect your little window from getting all yucky while you're working. But that shows you where your window is. Okay. Bring your glue. Continue bringing your glue down. And across. Okay, now bring this. Now, while you're doing this, don't touch the wet because it will stick to your fingers. After you get the top wet, don't touch it because your fingers will stick to it. I was just telling my husband that very same thing. He said, "Why are your fingers so sticky?" And I said, "Well, it's kind of a comedy of errors with what I just did." And you can see, and if I get wrinkles, that makes me even happier. I can see underneath where I need to go. See, right here, I got a big wrinkle. I don't care. I like wrinkles. And then leave it alone. Don't try and trim it while it's wet. Don't try to trim it. Don't try to pull it apart. Just leave it alone while it's wet, okay? Because you have to let it dry. Now, can you see my layers underneath with this lovely green on top? And then I'm going to tap, tap, tap. Make sure I don't have any bubbles. Because a bubble means it's not sticking. There. Can you guys see that? This is my window right here. But I kept it covered so I wouldn't get glue on it this time. Okay, can you see that? Okay, so I'm going to sit that aside to dry. And I didn't load it down so much that it's soaked. Okay, into the water. And I'm going to put this down by the heat so it can dry. Okay. Let me put this down here by the heat. Whoops. Okay. Now, let me get a dry piece here. There. Now, while that's drying, let's work on our tag. And then we're going to work on our page up here. Because this will have to dry too. So, we already know we're going to use the skipper on here. So, I need to trim it. So, let's trim off this white here. Okay, don't need that. And I think it was going this way. So I'm going to put it right there. I'm going to mount it right here on my tag. That's where it needs to go. No, wait, this one's not the one going on the tag. This one's going on the tag. That one's going behind the envelope. This one's going on the tag. Right here. Alright, so let me get it mounted up here. So, what I want to do on this one is, this is awfully white for me. I don't think I like that. So, I want to dress this up. So, to do that, I'm going to take this coffee dyed baking paper and I'm going to start with this as my first layer. And I'm going to use this first. And you know what? I think I can use my glue stick. Here it is. For that. Maybe. I think I can. We're going to find out, aren't we? And, you know, watercolor paper has a textured side and a smooth side. I'm going to put this on the smooth side. Since I'm not using watercolors on it. Now, you could very easily take your watercolors, splash your watercolors on here and get some gorgeous colors. And get the same nice look. And had I thought that far in advance or gotten up off my behind last night instead of sitting in my chair watching a movie, that's what I would have done. But I didn't. because I was exhausted. So, if you're not crafting along with me here, and you're waiting to see what kind of craziness I'm actually up to, that's what I would do. Okay, so I've missed, I can tell just by looking at it, I've missed some spots here. I missed this one, so we're going to stick this one down. I think I missed over here. Oh my goodness. I didn't get it down over here at all, did I? Let's scoot that piece down. Didn't get any down here. Good gracious. There we go. Now, let's trim this out again. Now, remember, the top of our tag is going to be covered with our picture. With our beautiful butterfly. Ooh, that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. I love it. Oh, I missed a spot over here. Gosh, I could do a whole masterboard with that. That is fabulous. I love the look of that on there. Okay, I'm going to have to do some more of that. I haven't done anything this big with that. I've only used it in little pieces. So, that's going to sit there. So, down here is where I maybe want to have some of this sneak out, like this. And then maybe put, where is it? Put some of the, let's see, what is this? Cheesecloth. How about, let's see, tea-dyed? Yeah, maybe let's use some tea-dyed cheesecloth. Cut off a big chunk. I don't think we're going to use that much, but you never know what we're going to get into, do you? You just never know. All right, let's pull a piece of this off. Now, before you guys came, where did my label go I made? There it is. I made that label to put with them. And I think I want to put this like that. Is what I want to do. And then put this down here. Okay, let me see. I need to get up here and see how this is looking. I'm not sure. Maybe I want this up here. And I think I want to round the corners. I think that's what I want to do. I want to round those corners. But boy, I sure do like that butterfly picture. Okay, so let's round those corners. Come on, get out of there. Get out of there. And let's put you up there. And I think I can still use this. Let's make sure we get it all the way down to the bottom here. Yeah, see, tags don't have to be, they can be, but they don't have to be hoofty-toofty all the time. They can be nice and quick and easy and fun. There. Yeah, I think we got it all. There we go. All right, let's get this trimmed off here. Because I've made my share of tags that have taken me. I've made tags in the past that have taken me a couple of days to make. Because everything had to dry. There were so many layers, everything had to dry. Get off of there, silly thing. Silly, silly. Okay. And now this guy is going to go right here. Yes, he's going to have to be trimmed over there because it's not the same size. Well, that's all right. We can do that. So let's put some glue on the back of our butterfly here. And then our tag portion will be done. Turn this way. And we can put the tag aside while we work on our page. Okay. All right. Oh, I missed the whole corner. Oh, see, it's stuck to my finger. Yeah, I'm trying not to touch it so I don't stick to it. Okay, because I am very, very sticky. All right. Now, I see that for about a half a second, and then when I go to trim it, I don't see it anymore. Okay. Let's get... Well, I dropped it. Come here, you. All right, let's see. I think that piece is too big. I don't know, maybe we need to dye this with some of our, a little bit of our green over there. Okay, and all I did on this was, see, this is the back part of the envelope of my previous project, and a picture that I used to stiffen it up. And then I had collaged, so that was what was left of the collage. I stamped, and the stamp didn't show up, so I just wrote over it in a white, in this white. That's not it. That's not going to help you. In this white jelly roll. Here it is. Signo, white Signo. And then I drew out the butterfly wing. And that's what I'm going to use on here. So, yeah, see, that kind of disappears, doesn't it? I think we might need to hit it with a little bit of green, don't you? Let's maybe get out some green and see what all we can do to fluff it up a little bit. Do you guys like to fluff things up? Oops, I got stamps going in 100 different ways here. Let's get out our green. How about Twisted Citron? That's a little bright, I think. Let's go with sage. I think I want the bundled sage. All right, come here, you. Let's maybe, Where's my... All right. Where's my box of... Here it is. Okay, I need a green pad here. Let's get some green on it. Oh, yeah. I like that much better. It's sticking to, well, it's sticking to my fingers, which are sticking to everything. I like this color, Bundled Sage. It is one of my new favorite colors. All right, put that back in there. We don't need that. And then we'll put that back over there. And here's our little bit of green. Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, that's better. So we need to put some glue under that. Let's put our stamps back over there. Put a little bit of glue down. Get this stuck into it. And that's the one thing I like about cheesecloth is it goes where it wants to go. It has a mind of its own. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, I like that green. It doesn't disappear as much. And now let's put some glue on our little... Make sure we get the edges. We'll just pop it down here. Like free and willy-nilly. It's a willy-nilly kind of thing, isn't it? Let's squish it down. It almost looks like cork. But it's actually the same paper that I just covered that other, the page with. It's the exact same paper. I just covered it with a tea bag. That's all it is. It's the exact same paper. All right, so let's put this aside to dry. Oh yeah, we have to do our official tag things, don't we? Let's see. I think I want this size. I don't want them huge. Oh, I've lost my scissors. Ah. Okay. All right, what are we going to use for our little tag pull? Let's see here. Oh my gracious. Oh, here. We'll put a little piece of that on. Yeah, I don't want anything big because I want it to be able to stick out. So maybe we'll just do that. Something small and simple. Because it is going on the inside of our book, but I still want to be able to see it. Okay, let's put that away. We'll pitch that up there. Now, what are we going to stick this down with? Oh, good heavens. I got glue everywhere, you guys. All right, let's just put some of this down. I don't know if this will hold it or not, but we'll see. I pulled out some washi tape that I'm going to use in this journal, so I think I'm going to use it. I just have to find it here. Here it is. So I'm just going to put this right here on the back of it to help hold it in place. There we go. All right, there's our tag. So I'm going to let this sit and dry, and I'm going to reach over here and see if our other thing's dry. And if not, we're just going to have to take our chances. So, oh, there's our poof for our brown, I think. All right, let's put this back here to dry, and let's see what we got here. All right, well, we're going to have to dry. All right, let's get stuff cleared off the desk here, because I got to do some covering of my window. So I'm going to cover up the window portion. And we're going to do the bottom. So let me put my hand under here. This gets hot. If you guys have this little Ranger tool, be aware that it does get hot. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to cover this window and hold this little towel down so that this doesn't blow up underneath it. And an important thing to remember is dry the back. Not just the front, but the back. Especially if you're using liquids. Because liquids will soak in. And if you're using a lot of liquid, the liquid does soak in. Glue sticks, not so much. But if you're using a lot of liquid adhesive on a project, like the gel matte medium, the liquids, white glues of any kind, you'll notice, even Mod Podge, you'll notice that your page gets very, very saturated. Not only dry the front of your page, but turn it over and dry the back of the page. And that will help. That will help tremendously in your drying time. If you don't have time to just let it sit overnight and let it dry, then that's what you need to do. Now Mod Podge also has a curing time. And you need to let it sit open. Don't close your book. You need to let it sit open and cure. Have you ever noticed that Mod Podge feels sticky? That's why. Because it's not completely dry, and you have to let it cure on paper. So even after it's dry, you have to let it sit open for an additional 24 hours so that it's not sticky on your paper. Okay, that feels good. So now comes the tricky part. Up here. Up here is not too bad. Now, what I could have done is I could have taken this cellophane window out, and then I wouldn't have had to deal with this. I could have just taken it out and then put it back in with double stick tape. And if I can't get this dry so we can move on, I might just do that. And that way I can show you how to do it and how to put it back in. Okay, let's see. All right, that feels good. Now, let's go over here to this side. Okay, the sides are feeling good. Okay, so now what I can do is now, see, and my window's not puckered. Okay, so now I can trim it out and I can check and see, has any of my glue come up? What do I need to do? I can trim off anywhere I need to trim. Where did I miss? Because I'm pretty sure I did miss places. And if you're going to ink around it, now's the time to ink around the envelope. Because once you get it down on the page as your pocket, you can't ink it. It's just impossible because it's flat on the page. Okay. So now I'm going to ink my envelope. Okay. Now I can take out my cover over my window. And I'm going to take it up to here. And I'm going to take my little scissors. Where'd they go? Here they are. And I'm going to very carefully cut. And you have to be very, very careful, or you'll puncture your window. Now you can tear this. You can tear this. I can just go like this. And I can also see by doing this where I need to glue, which works out kind of nice actually. Okay, so I can see where I need to glue because I did it that way. I need glue over here. So I can get this. Now, if you're gluing around your window, you got to be careful because it will ooze out. Okay. And I think I saw a spot down here. And over here. Okay. And oh, no, up here. Oh, I forgot that one way back in the beginning. Okay. So now our pocket's ready. Our pieces are coming together. Okay, so far, this is what it's going to look like. Well, maybe. There's our pocket, and there's our little skipper. I mean, our butterfly. Oh my gosh. All right, so here's where the skipper goes in. And the skipper, I think I decided, was going to go right here. So, I need to... I'm going to take a piece of my washi tape here and hold it in place for a minute. Just like that. Just like that. So that I don't lose it. And let me make sure that that's where I want it. Yeah, that's where I want it. And then my tag will be underneath like that. And then when I pull the tag out, that's what'll be on the tag. Okay? All right, let's get my desk cleaned off here so we can get the little skipper glued down. Okay. All right now. Now, I'm thinking what I might do is I might use some washi tape and I might just use the glue on the washi tape. Because the art glitter glue is going to run on this side that's so close. So I think that's what I'm going to do. That way I can just use... Is that too close for a glue stick even? Well, I might be able to use glue stick on it. Let's try that. Let's try using the glue stick around it. I think we might be able to do that. Okay. So I'm going to leave that down. I'm going to leave that down. But I'm going to take this up. And that up. And then I'm going to fold that back. Up, don't you come up from there. Okay. And I'm going to run my glue stick this way. This way. This way. And this way. Okay, so let's bring this up. And that should catch it someplace. Okay, I know it caught it over there. Now, let's get some washi tape on that side. Now, I don't care what the washi tape looks like on that side because I'm not going to see it. So, let's go wild and crazy. Here. Let's use this one. I've never used it, and it's an old one. And it probably wouldn't stick if I wanted it to. Let's see. So that means I need glue on my picture. Right there. Okay. Right there. All right, so that'll glue that down. Just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing down here. So let's take that up. And that'll make sure that these ends that are kind of iffy are very secure. And I won't have to worry about the tag knocking them loose. So right there. Okay. There we go. Now that's secure. There we go. There's our pocket. So now let's trim it off. Let's get that trimmed off. Just like that. There we go. Now my pocket's done. Okay, I don't need that. And I don't need my glue. How about that? We're moving right along. That can go back over there. Okay, now let's make our doors. Okay, these two can go over here. Okay, so on this page, I want little doors that open and close, so you don't see that that pocket or tag that we just made until it's time to see it. Or I want a door at least. So I think what I'm going to do here is on the other one that's drying, I had 2 doors. So I think I'm going to make 1 door on this one. So to do that, this is a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock from my map paper. I am going to fold it in half like this. Yep, there go my boys. Somebody must be out walking. Okay. And I'm going to make a door that goes like this. Okay. So by folding it in half, my door is not only lined on this side, but it's lined on this side. Okay. So. Okay. So now let me mark where I need to cut it. I want to cut it right. Let's see, I want it a little bit shorter than my page. So let me scoot it up just a smidgen here. Because I don't want it catching. I want it right there. Oh gosh, I hope I don't lose that. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh, I've lost it. Okay, there it is. Right there. Okay. Maybe. Okay, I found it. Okay. So here's my door. So I'm going to go on and glue this together because it doesn't matter. Well, you know what? I think before we do that, we're going to go on and make our hinges out of this. So let's do that. go on and cut your piece. Cut a 1-inch piece the same length. What are you doing on there? Okay, here's my 1-inch piece. And then fold it in half. Okay, we're going on the fly here, you guys. Because my paper's decided not to cooperate with me. There we go. All right. Nope. Still not straight, is it? There we go. Okay. So what I want to do is, before I glue it down, I want to put my hinge on the inside. Like this. Well, maybe I do. And maybe I don't. There. I want to put my hinge on the inside. Where'd my page go? So what I want to do is not have that stick to the thing. I want this over here. Oh, my page is too wide. Well, you guys, why didn't you tell me that? Why didn't somebody out there shout at me and go, Lori, that's not going to work? Okay. So, how about if we do it this way? That's still not going to work. It's the same width one way or the other. Oh, my goodness sakes alive, you guys. I've had better days. I'm pretty sure of it. Okay. All right, let's fold it so it's the right width. Oh, man. All right, let's fold it so it's the right width. Oh, man. I could have just cut it off, huh? I could have just cut it off and been done with it. Oh, my sakes. Oh, sometimes I just wonder how I get along in the world. Do you guys wonder how sometimes I get along in the world too? Oh, man. All right, now let's trim it off. Holy cow. All that craziness just for, it isn't going to fit, you ding dong. Okay. That just kills me. Okay, so I want my door to open this way. Except I want this part on the inside. I don't want to see it. Except I might have to. Because I want my hinge over here. So I think I can do it like this. Let's line that up. Yeah, we can do it like that. Actually, we can put it in here. We can put the back piece. We can put this piece, you know, when it opens up here. We can put that piece. If I can get a hold of it. We'll put that on the inside. Here, I'll just show you instead of telling you. Okay, so take your glue. Take whatever glue you're using. This is art glitter glue. And I'm going to run. Oh my goodness. This is for my hinge, okay? This is for my hinge. The folded edge of my hinge is out. My folded edge is against the edge of my paper. Hold on just a second and I'll show you. The folded edge of my hinge, see right here? That's the folded edge of my hinge. There's my paper. There's the folded edge of my hinge. And it's glued down. My hinge opens. Okay? Open up your hinge and glue the paper shut. Now, you're going to have to trim this inside piece just a little bit so that this hinge can close around it, okay? So it's going to have to be cut down probably about a 1/16 of an inch, so it's not smacking into that crease, because you want this to close up nice. You don't want it to have a bulky area right there in the hinge. You want it to close up like that, without any bulk. Okay? Because this is 1 inch wide, so you could cut off a 1/2 inch if you wanted, but I only cut off like this much. That's how much I trimmed off of it, so that my paper folds against it. Okay? Okay, so, and I think I just did it backwards. I did. So now my map's upside down. Well, now my map's upside down. Oh my gosh, you guys, I need somebody here smacking me on the head. All right, so now my door's going to open this way. Okay, now my door's got to be on my right. Oh my heavens. Okay, my door's got to open this way because I did it backwards. Oh my heavens sakes. Okay, now I got to glue my paper together. I think it would have been easier to say, I'm going to have a glass of tea and be done with it. Oh man. Okay, let's just put down some. Oh, I think when I'm done here, I'm going to have a glass of hot tea. I think I'm just going to go have a cup of hot tea. Okay. We were moving right along, weren't we? I hadn't messed up anything until now. Oh, heaven's sakes. I guess that's just the life sometimes, isn't it? All right, I need you underneath here because I'm going to make a mess. Now remember, if you haven't already creased your paper, after you do this, don't try to fold. Don't try to fold a whole piece of paper while your glue's wet. Mine's already creased in the way that I want it to go. So I can do this. What is that? I do not know. Oh, it's from that other stuff. Okay. Okay, so now I can glue this down to my page. So now I can put this down like this. Okay. But before I do that, I want to put my little door here, my little door handle. So, to do that, you need some little cardstock rings. So, how I make mine is with just brown cardstock. Now, where'd my punch go? Okay, so I need 2 of those. And I want 2 of these. Ooh, I like that one. Guess it doesn't matter because you're not going to see them. And where'd my glue go? Where did my glue go? Guess I'm using this glue. Okay, so you're going to glue these 2 pieces together. And you don't have to have 2 out of your cardstock. You don't have to. I just prefer it. And you're going to make sure they're good and tight. Then you're going to glue those to a piece of cardstock. It just gives me a little extra space for my string. You're going to glue those together like that. Make sure they're straight. Okay. Okay, I'm done with that. Now, find your center. You've got to find your center. So, to find your center, where's my pencil at again? Okay. And I can use my, I'm going to use my, my Crop-A-Dile Big Bite. I could have gotten out my smaller one, but I just didn't feel like it. And punch your holes through them like that. That one just happened to be handy. Now separate them. Your ones that are glued together, put your brad in. My brad happens to have a little butterfly on it, but you could use any kind of brad you wanted. Any kind. Like that. Now, let's see. Mine's going to go this way. So now, hold on here. Let me trim this. There we go. Okay, now decide where you want it on your thing. And I want mine. Now, mine's not going to really... Oh, I forgot to ink it. I wondered why it looked so naked. Mine's just going to sit there and look pretty. Mine doesn't really have anything to tie to. But if you were going to tie to something, you would do the same thing with this one. And let me show you if you were tying. If I was going to tie this to this, I would line them up like that. Except this would be covered with cardstock. And then you would put your string through here, under here, and then you would wrap it around and tie it. But mine's just going to be pretty. Okay, I just want mine to look pretty right there. Okay, and I'm going to put a little piece of string underneath it and have some beads here in a minute. So I want mine right there. Okay. Oh, here it is. So mine's not tying anywhere. Mine's just decorative. Okay. Now my string, I am going to use this little blue. It's like kitchen, what is it called? Kitchen twine, you know. Except this is the crafty version. So you put it between the two strings. Whoops, and I just pulled mine apart. And the reason mine are glued together is because of what I'm doing here. And you tie a knot. I know you're not happy. I'm messing with you. We'll do one of these again, and I can show you all that one that isn't going to be decorative. One that's actually going to be functional. Did I just cut the whole knot. Okay, this is not working with me messing with the glue. Okay. Yeah, my little doorknobs is not a wraparound. Mine's just decorative because I'm going to put something on it. So I just need to let it dry. And then I can add my beads. Okay, so now let's glue this down. Let's wrap this up so you guys can get to creating here. So we're going to glue this down. We're going to glue our door down. And then my door will open like this. And then this will sit right here like that. Now don't forget it's a pocket, so don't glue it all the way down flat. And don't put your tag in there first thing because it will. Am I going the right way? Yes. Am I? Yeah. Because it will stick to it. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much for visiting with me today here at the Ladybug Journals. I know, I'm still gluing. And my glue's done. I'm so glad you came to play in my craft room. I love it when you do that. It's so much fun having somebody to play with and create with. There's our pocket. And there's our tag that will go in there. So I will put that there to remind me. Now, let's put this back in our journal. Back in our third signature, I think it was. And I can put it back any place I want it now that it's decorated. And I've created complete havoc with it. So let's decide where we want it now. So let's see, it goes over here. So I think I want to put it in here in the middle. You never know, I could change my mind again. But I think now that it's got some color on it, I like it right here in the middle. Uh-oh, our journal's getting a little chubby. Looky there. Yeah, she's getting a little chub on her, isn't he? Yeah, I like that. Okay, thank you guys for coming. And I hope you have a great day. And you get some time to play in your papers. And you have time to create. And you have time to just relax in your craft rooms. Because it's so much fun. And if you had fun today, please like and subscribe to the Ladybug Journals. And tell your friends. And don't forget, we're always here for you to create with and to play with. So, I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.